Hello, today is March 10th, 2016. Our verses of the day, according to BibleGateway.com, is Know therefore the Lord your God is God. He is faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. Deuteronomy 7:9, New International Version. Okay, we're going to go into Luke chapter 2. And we read the birth of Jesus. We read till 36 yesterday, or 35. Okay, so let's see. So there also, this is chapter 2 of Luke, verse 36. There was also prophet Anna, and the daughter of Penuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then was widowed until she was 84. She never left the temple, but worshipped night and day, fasting and praying. Coming up to them that had very moment, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to redemption of Jerusalem. When Joseph and Mary had done everything required by law of the Lord, they returned to Galilee, to their own town of Nazareth, and the child grew and became strong. He was filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was on him. Every year Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of Passover. When he was 12 years old, they went up to the festival according to the custom. After the festival was over, while his parents were returning home, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. But they were unaware of it. Thinking he was in their company, they traveled on for a day. Then they began looking for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they went back to Jerusalem to look for him. After three days, they found him in the temple courts, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Everyone who heard him was amazed at the understanding for his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. His mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." "Why are you searching for me?" he asked. "Didn't you know I had to be in my father's house?" But they did not answer. They did not understand what he was saying. Then he went down to Nazareth with them and was obedient to them. But his mother treasured all these things in her heart. And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. That's awesome. All right, tomorrow's Luke chapter 3. Okay, so let's see. John the Baptist prepares the way. Okay, so speed dating. In speed dating, singles spend only a few minutes in conversation with potential partners. Before moving on, the intention is to rely on intuition and first impressions and determine whether you should give a relationship a chance. It's an interesting idea, but it inflates the fantasy of love at first sight and potentially belittles another person through a superficial judgment. Intimacy isn't just about initial spark of attraction. It's carefully sewn in fabric, crafted through the years of conversation and shared experience. Perhaps you've practiced some speed dating with God. Give him a chance. Read his book, not just a verse here and there. Return to it daily. Talk to him. You can say anything you like. Ask him questions and listen for an answer. Don't make your chats few and far between. Years of conversation and shared experience will be required. God deserves more than just your answer, your first impressions. Give him a chance. Beware lest we mistake our prejudice for our convictions. Harry Ironside. So easy to love. Who are the people you love? Usually your parents are your first love. They gave you life. You've always known them. While hardly perfect, they provide you for your every need. They made you who you are today. As an adult, you've learned to love others as well. You love your spouse like no other. You love your kids beyond imagining. You love your friends. Perhaps as you grow up, you heard that God gave you life. You've always known about him. You've wondered how perfect he could be, and you've heard he will provide for every need and make you who you are meant to be, just like you did with your spouse and children and friends. Perhaps now you can learn to love him too. Get to know God and see if he's worth loving. What makes it so easy to love your family and friends is that they love you, and so does God. Perhaps that's the first thing you need to know about Him before you consider loving Him in return. Wow. We love because He loved us first. Or He loved us. 1 John 4:19. All right, thanks so much for listening. Please be blessed, and I hope that was helpful for you. I'll see you tomorrow.